Hi, it's Tony from the Mind Body Project. Welcome back. It's day number 10. So just to remind you that we've got the Turn Depression into Happiness course, live course. That's an 8-week course coming up in Nottingham. We've also got the Turn Anxiety into Confidence course, live 4-week course. And we've also got the NLP New Code Games course. That's a 1-day course, and that's in Nottingham, October the 13th. So just look around here, you'll see the details for that. Or otherwise you can go on the website www.mindbodyproject.co.uk, look at the services part, and you'll see all the courses there. Just like to say thank you very much for all your messages and everything that you're given to me, and I do read them all, and there's lots of very kind comments, so thank you very much for all of that. Right, day number 10. So we're looking at the NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. We're looking at that, and I'm just answering questions on that NLP, just for those who don't know too much about it, or have misread some things, or because there's lots of things on the internet, especially Wikipedia. So number 10 then, and this is something I've heard a bit as well, is NLP a cult? Is NLP a cult? Do you know what? I've heard there was, like, when you did some of the, there were some psychologists that come along, and they were obviously being told, they've all been hypnotised into believing that if you do NLP then it's a cult. And I was like, well, how would you know that? And they go, well, because it's a cult. And I go, well, have you done NLP? And they went, no. Well, how do you know that? Well, because it is. I've been trained, and that's what they've told it. And I go, but what sort of person is going to condition you into a person who calls another thing a cult without trying it out? Do you not think that's manipulative? And they just went, no. And I go, well, again, that's up to them. But yeah, what is a cult at the end of the day? I heard there's a cult telling people that NLP is a cult. I don't know. Listen, there are some times where, like, you'll see in some groups, especially NLP groups, where a load of people are arguing and they're using very, very long words and predicates, syntax, representational systems to explain a point on social media. And I just sort of stay away from those things. I think that once you start, if you've got time to do that, then you're not really focusing on getting to your goals and doing the things that you really want to do and enjoy in life. But they're worth being in. Some, as I said, you get some good help there as well. And as I said, it's about training and learning from other people, and learning what other techniques other people have got as well. And for me, it's a good way of actually learning new things. But yeah, as I said, I see it as a cult. I don't even really know what that means, to be honest with you. They've got there's good techniques and that you can learn that's going to improve your life. And I'm the person, I've developed into a person where I test loads of things. I don't really have opinions on things anymore. I just test things, see if they work, or see if they get the result that I want to get for myself and my clients. And if it is, then I will sort of include it into my tools, which I'll then give it to you guys. So and then the other things as well is about learning and a constant never-ending improvement, and it helps me to actually learn new games as well, new NLP games, which as I said, people are interested in. It's just a matter of learning techniques and things. I don't really understand this cult and business. What I would say though is, I don't think if you're trained in one thing, you shouldn't be attacking all the other things until you've actually trained in those things as well, or tested those things out. I don't think if you're an NLP coach, you shouldn't be then attacking someone who does psychology, because as I said, I think psychology is very interesting. When I was studying that, it's very interesting, the theories, but I just, again, when it comes to actually helping a client, then it falls short. But it does I think there's a lot of things that they do well, especially with the testing in psychology. They're very good at like diagnosing, because well, I don't really like the diagnosis, but I think it's useful in a tool that you can actually, so someone can come along, especially with mental health, and they need some help, because it's very hard to work out if people do need the help or not. They're struggling to do that, and they need to know how to do that. So they're very good at doing that, picking up the symptoms and everything. But the problem is, for me, is that if you're only trained to pick up symptoms of negativity, then you're only going to see negativity. So, because that's going to be your perception. It's like, for example, signs and symptoms of depression. If I put that tool out the other day, just to show people what you can get on the Overcoming Depression for Good course, and then the next thing, a load of people were saying, oh look, I think I've got depression. I was like, well, if I put symptoms of happiness now out there, you would have symptoms of happiness as well. You'd have symptoms of fear, you'd have symptoms of achievement. So you have them all, you're capable of doing a lot of them. What you really need to know is what direction you're headed in, and what milestones have you got, so you know that you're heading that direction. And that's the only thing with that. But like, as I said, I think you should really appreciate what other people do, like I showed you in the last video, where it's like there's a need for all of these different types of techniques, and most people now are trained in multiple different ones anyway. It's rare that someone who does psychology doesn't do NLP now. They'll probably do that as well. Most of them do now. They will do NLP, so they'll have the background and be able to recognise someone with depression or anxiety, but then they will be able to use hypnosis or clinical hypnosis or other things as well as tools to help. So that's how it's headed now. It's more just building your tools to actually help clients, and I think that's the way to go. What really should be happening as well is what I do is mind-body coaching, where you would actually not only have tools to deal with the mind, but you've got to understand that the mind and the body are connected as well. So I don't think you should be labeling anybody as anything if you haven't studied it, is what I would say anyway. So do not attack other fields, but again, be respectful. And there's always something, as I said, there's ways, and people get results in every single field. So just be respectful to the fields. As I said, it's up to the person, the client. The way that I look at things is that I don't even label what I do now. I don't label it as an NLP or psychology or CBT or counselling, or I just say, oh, I do mind-body coaching, because I know that all I have to do is do certain things and then break patterns, and that's it really, and then get people on a healthier lifestyle, and that's it. So I don't really label what I'm doing, and half the stuff I make on the spot anyway, because I can do that now. So depending on what the client needs, if the client wants to get there, I'll find a way to get them there, and that's it. So that's NLP for you. So that's, hopefully you've learned some things. For those of you who weren't sure what NLP was, or hopefully that's explained it to you. And there is going to be an introduction to NLP course. There's going to be one coming on online. It's going to be online. So I will be doing that within the next few weeks. So they'll be coming up online. So look out for that. I will be messaging that. So that'll be coming up, and I will tell you when that's coming up, and that'll clear up some things. I will go into a bit more detail with that course, telling you some stories and how things happened, and going into it in a bit more detail, and just showing you a few bits and bobs about NLP, just so you've got a clearer understanding. So that is me, and as I said, there'll be more videos to come soon, I'm sure. So thank you very much. Please leave some comments and likes and subscribes, because I do read and appreciate everything that I get. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.